everybody, this is Domingo Hero Network, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video I'm going to be doing my Vision Destiny Hero deck profile. And I gotta say, this is the first time I ever done a deck profile right here on the Domingo Hero Network YouTube channel. And this is the deck that I currently play in tournaments. So I'm gonna show you guys the main deck, the extra deck, and the side deck. And I gotta say, Heroes is my #1 favorite deck. I love Heroes so much ever since, back in the days during the Yu-Gi-Oh GX era. And not only that, but JD Yugi and Astro Phoenix, it was great, man. I love Heroes. They're so much fun to play, no doubts. And another thing I want to say is, before we start, is that I don't have Evil Hero Dust to Go or Evil Hero Malicious Bang, but if I did have those cards, I would definitely play them. But I don't have those cards because I can't afford them, and they're so expensive online. They're like $70, $75, $80, $85, $90, $95 to $100. So somewhere between $70 to $80 to $100 for those two cards. So I hope in the future that those two cards, Evil Hero Dust to Go and Evil Hero Malicious Bang, will go down in price, and hopefully I can get it for a better price. So hopefully in the future, I can get those cards. You can still play Heroes without those cards because Heroes are still really good to play without those two cards. So that's what I'm gonna do. For now, I'm gonna play Heroes without those cards until I can find a way to get those cards in the future. So let's not waste any time. So without further ado, let's get on with the deck profile. So here we go. We're gonna start off with the main deck. Alright, for the main deck, we're going to be doing monsters. I played 3 copies of Vision Hero Ferris, 2 copies of Vision Hero Increase, and 2 copies of Vision Hero Vial. So these are the Vision Hero monsters that you got to play, and this is a pretty good ratio. You always got to play 3 Ferris, 2 Increase, and 2 Vials. Of course, Ferris' effect says you can discard another hero monster from your hand. Special summon Ferris from your hand. When Ferris is normal or special summon, you can place 1 Vision Hero monster from your deck to the spell and trap zone. Treat it as a continuous turn card. If you do that for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon monsters for the extra except for heroes, and you only get each effect of Ferris once per turn. So, and of course, the Vision Hero monsters you're gonna place into the spell and trap zone is Vision Hero Increase. Now, Increase's effect says if you take battle damage or card effect damage while this card's in the graveyard, you can place it into the spell and trap zone. And then during your main phase, you contribute 1 hero monster while this card is treated as a continuous trap card, and special summon Increase from the spell and trap zone to the main monster zone. And if you do that, you can special summon a level 4 lower Vision Hero monster from your deck. And the Vision Hero monster you're going to special summon from the deck is Vision Hero Vial. So Vision Hero Vial has 2 effects. First effect says, once per turn, when this card is normal special summon, you can send 1 hero monster from your deck to your hand. And the second effect says, once per turn, you can banish 1 hero monster from your graveyard to add 1 polarization from your deck to your hand as well. So that's pretty good as well. Foolish Bear for heroes and a Rhoda for polarization. So these cards are really good for your link plays and also your fusion plays as well. And this is the correct ratio. You always got to play 3 copies of Ferris, 2 copies of Increase, and 2 copies of Vial. So that's the perfect ratio. Now we're going to go to the Destiny Hero monster. So we're going to be playing 3 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious. I gotta say, I'm very happy that this card is back at 3, because I know for the past few months this card has been at 2 because the whole Dark Warrior deck and stuff like that. But I was very happy when Malicious is at 3. Of course, you can banish Destiny Hero Malicious from your graveyard and special summon another Destiny Hero Malicious from your deck. So you're gonna send Malicious from Viol's effect. If you have this in your hand, you can use special. You can use polarization, and then you can go off there, or you can discard Malicious from your hand with Twin Twister. So it's so a lot of good plays you can do, and it's good for your fusion plays and link plays as well. Next, I play 1 copy of Destiny Hero Draw Hand, 1 copy of Destiny Hero Celestial, and 1 copy of Destiny Hero Disc Commander. So these are the Destiny Hero monsters I play because of the draw power and stuff. Because I want to draw multiple cards from my hand. So Destiny Hero Draw Hand, his effect says when this card is special summoned by the effect of a hero monster, both players can draw 1 card. So it's like a 1 day apiece effect. Celestial is another good card as well. He has 2 effects. First effect says when this card declares an attack, you can target 1 face-up spell card your opponent controls destroy, and if you do, your opponent takes 500 points of damage. And second effect says, while you control no cards in your hand, you can banish Celestial and another Destiny Hero monster from your graveyard. and to draw 2 cards. So you get that effect, once per turn. So it's like a power degree effect. So that's pretty good. And Destiny Hero, this commander, even though this commander has an errata, it's still pretty good in my opinion because I play him just to get the draw, just to get his effect to draw 2 cards. So of course his effect says he cannot be special summoned from the graveyard the same turn that he was sent to the graveyard. And his other effect says when this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can draw 2 cards. You can only use that effect of this commander once per duel. So these are the Destiny Hero monsters I play, so that way I could draw some cards. These pretty good cards, they're pretty good in my opinion. And next, I'm playing 1 copy of Destiny Hero Dynatag and 1 copy of Destiny Hero Plasma. These 2 cards are really good in my opinion. I know some people play one over the other, but me, I play both of them because, in my opinion, these 2 cards are really good to play in the set. So Dynatag Destiny Hero Dynatag's effect says, during either player's turn, if you take like a battle damage, you can discard Dynatag from your hand and reduce the battle damage to 0, and if you do, both players take 1,000 damage. Second effect says, you can banish Dynatag to the graveyard, target 1 Destiny Hero monster you control, and it gains 1,000 attack points until the end phase of the opponent's next turn. So that's pretty good. And also, Dynatag is really good with the combo with this card and Destiny Hero Dystopia, so that way you can get Destiny Hero Dystopia's effect. And Plasma is really good as well. He has a skill drain effect, but it only works on the opponent's side of the field, which is good. So, and the thing is, he can only be special summoned from the hand, and by tributing 3 monsters you control in the field, special summon Plasma in your hand. He cannot be special summoned by other ways. He can negate all face-up monsters your opponent control, and he has another effect that says you can take one of your opponent's monster and equip it to Plasma, and Plasma gains half of the attack points of that equipped monster. So that's pretty good as well. So I actually like Plasma. So one of each of these is enough. So 1 Plasma, 1 Dynatag is enough. And both of these cards are really good. Next, we're going to go with the Elemental Heroes. I played 3 copies of Elemental Hero Stratos. Oh man, guys, I was so happy that this card went up to 3. Oh man, Stratos is amazing. So Elemental Hero Stratos effect says, when this card is no more special summon, you can activate one of these 2 effects. You can, first effect, add 1 hero monster from your deck to your hand. Second effect says, you can destroy up to the number of spells and trap cards your opponent control up to the number of hero monsters you control except for this card. So he's either an MST or he's either E-Call for heroes, so that's pretty good as well. And you can go with Hero Lair, Special Summon Stratos up, or Special Summon with Silent Soldiers effect and stuff like that. There's a lot of good plays you can do with Stratos. Next, I'll play 2 copies of Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist is really good as well. She has 2 effects. First effect says when this card special summon, you can add 1 change quick play spell from your deck to your hand. The quick play spell you're gonna search is your mass change. And the second effect says when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 hero monster from your deck to your hand. You can only activate 1 Shadow Mist effect per turn, only once that turn. So it has a searchable effect for the mass change. So it's kind of like a Rhoda effect, but it's only for mass change. And his other effect, searching for a hero monster as well. So when it's sent to the graveyard, if you send this card to the graveyard with Vision Hero Fire, you get the search effect. If you send this card to the graveyard with Polarization, you get the search effect. If you send this effect from Vision Hero Ferris, like discard Shadow Mist special cards, you get the search effect. If you discard this card with Twin Twister, you get the search effect. So that's pretty good as well. And the last 2 hero cards I play, 1 copy of Elemental Hero Honest Deals and 1 copy of Elemental Hero Silent Soldier. 1 Silent Soldier, 1 Honest Deal is enough. You don't need to play multiple copies of these because 1 of each of this is enough. So Honest Deal's effect, during either play, discard the card from your hands and target a hero monster you control and it gains 2,500 attack points. Silent Soldier's effect says when this card is normal summon, special summon level 4 lower hero monster from your hand. Second effect says when this card is sent to the graveyard, sent from the main monster zone to the graveyard by a spell effect, you can target 1 elemental hero monster in the graveyard and special summon it in face up defense position. So it's pretty good. Special summon your Shadow Mist, search for the mass chain, and go for your Dark Claw, or you can special summon Stratos from your graveyard as well. So that's pretty good as well. So both of these cards are really good, very good. So that's it for the heroes. Now we're gonna move as far as the non-hero monsters. I played 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring and 2 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. So these are the hand traps on my main deck. I know some people play Ash Blossom at 3, but the reason why I played 2 is because I want to play like the other hand traps besides Ash Blossom, and that's why I chose Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. So 2 of each of these is fine in my opinion. If you want to put it up to 3, you could, or you could play like any other hand trap as well. Like just in case you don't have the Ash Blossom, you can play like any other hand trap, because it's all up to personal preference. So 2 Ash Blossom, 2 Ghost Ogre is really good. So that's it for the monsters. Now we're gonna move on to the spells. For the spells, I played 3 copies of Fusion Destiny. This card is really good. So it's really amazing. Of course, this is the fusion card that you need to fusion summon for your Destiny Hero fusion monsters, like Dystopia and Destiny Hero Dangerous, by sending the fusion materials from your hand or deck to the graveyard, which is really good. Like if you can send your Malicious to the graveyard, whatever, all that stuff. So that's pretty good as well. The only thing I gotta say about Fusion Destiny is that if you activate this effect, you cannot special summon monsters except for Dark Heroes. And also you can only activate 1 Fusion Destiny per turn as well. So that's the only downside about that. But I gotta say, almost every of your hero monsters are dark. Almost every hero monsters in the deck or extra deck are dark attributes. So Fusion Destiny is still pretty good, even though you only activate this effect once per turn, and not to mention you only got a special on Dark Heroes after you activate this effect. But Fusion Destiny is pretty good, no doubt about it. Next, I played 3 copies of Mass Change, the standard card right here. This card is so good. It helps you go for your Master of Dark Law, Master of Enki, or any other Master monsters. So 3, and you always gotta play Mass Change at 3. Next, I played 2 copies of Polarization. I know some people play Polarization at 1, but the reason why I play Polarization at 2 is because I had 2 Polarization target, Vision Hero Adoration, Vision Hero Trinity, because I feel like 1 is not good enough in my opinion. And also this card could be searchable from Vision Hero Violence effect. Next, I play 3 copies of E-Emergency Call and 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army. E-Emergency Call adds an elemental hero monster from your deck to your hand, and Rhoda, it adds a level 4 lower warrior monster from your deck to your hand. So these are your 4 searchable cards. And I gotta say, in this deck, you got a lot of search. These cards, Shaman Stratos, and it's amazing. Next, I play 1 copy of A Hero Lives. Unfortunately, A Hero Lives is still limited to 1. Hopefully, in the future, this card can go back up to 3. So that way heroes can go back in full power. Heroes is not in full power right now. I would say it's close to it, but because the only hero card that is hit and that is A Hero Lives, limited to 1. But despite that, A Hero Lives is still pretty good. So if you control no face-up monsters, you can pay half your life points, especially on a level 4 lower elemental hero monster from your deck. And the elemental hero monsters you're gonna special summon from the deck with A Hero Live is elemental hero Stratos and elemental hero Shadowmans. Next, I'll play 1 copy of Monster Reborn because it's Monster Reborn, and special summon 1 monster from either player's graveyard to your side of the field is really good. Next, I play 2 copies of Twin Twisters. I know some people side deck Twin Twisters, but I main deck Twin Twisters because there comes a times when my opponent has so many back rows and I want to get rid of them. So I decided to main deck Twin Twister. If you have Destiny Hero Malicious in your hand, you can discard it with Twin Twister effect, and then you can go off there, and then you can banish the Malicious from your graveyard, and then special summon 1 for the deck. So that's pretty good. If you have Elemental Hero Shadow Mist in your hand, you can discard it with Twin Twister, and then you get the search effect and also destroy the 2 spells to check on the field. So that's pretty good as well. Twin Twister at 2 is always good. And the last card for the main deck, I do play 3 copies of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave, I play this card because, you gotta stop the hand traps because, we're in a hand trap format. And most of the times your opponent plays hand traps, and Called by the Graves, it stops. It shuts down the hand trap, so it's pretty good. Alright. That's it for the main deck. Now we're gonna move on to the extra deck. So for your polarization targets, I do play 1 copy of Vision Hero Adoration and 1 copy of Vision Hero Trinity. These 2 cards are really good. So Vision Hero Adoration, fusion material requires 2 hero monsters. Its effect says once per turn, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent control and one face-up hero monster Yugioh, except for Adoration. and then that first target will lose attack points equal to the second target until the end phase. The only thing I gotta say about Adoration is that you cannot target himself. You have to control another face-up hero monster in order to get this effect. But other than that, Adoration's effect is pretty good because you want to decrease the attack points of a face-up monster your opponent control. And Vision Hero Trinity is really good as well. So because it's really good for like the OTKs and stuff, combos, it's really good. So Vision Hero Trinity's effect says when this card is future summoned, you can double his original attack points, and he can attack up to 3 times only on your opponent's monster. But the thing is, he cannot attack an opponent directly. He can only attack monsters, so that's unfortunate. But Trinity is still pretty good, because if you have this card and Honest Neos in your hand, you feature some Trinity. Of course, his fusion material requires 3 hero monsters. So let's say you feature him in Trinity, and then you get Trinity's effect to double his attack points. His original attack was 25, so you double it, so that's 5,000. And then let's say if your opponent has 3 monsters, and you can attack 3 of your, then up to 3 times by discarding Honest Neos, and then give Trinity an extra 2,500 attack, so that's 7,500, and then attack 3 times on your monster. So that's pretty good as well. Really good for the OTKs and stuff. It's amazing. Both of these cards are really good. Now for your Fusion Destiny targets, I do play 2 copies of Destiny Hero Dangerous and 1 copy of Destiny Hero Dystopia. So these are the Fusion Destiny targets. These cards are really good. Like Destiny Hero Dangerous, I know some people play this at 1, but the reason why I play this at 2 is because Destiny Hero Dangerous is so good. Like you activate Fusion Destiny and go for your Dangerous, and then you can use Dangerous for a link material to go for your extra hero Cross Crusader and stuff like that. So, and the good thing about Destiny Hero Dangerous is that his fusion materials requires 1 Destiny Hero monster and 1 Dark Effect monster, which is good. Like if you could send Malicious and Shadow Severe with Fusion Destiny to go for your danger, so that's really good. This card is so good. I play 2 not really for I don't really use the effect of danger. I just mostly use it for the link material, especially if you want to go for your Cross Crusader. So Dangerous is really good. And Destiny Hero Dystopia is also good too. His fusion material requires 2 Destiny Hero monsters. And of course, one of his effects says if the card is special summon, you can target a level 4 lower Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard and then inflict damage to your opponent equal to that target's attack point. And his other effect says if his original attack points is different from his current attack points, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. So that's pretty good as well. Destroy 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. That's pretty good. If you have and not to mention the combo with this card and Destiny Hero Dynatech, you can trigger Dystopia's effect. And not just that, but also extra hero Dread Decimator as well. If you have the Dread Decimator and Dystopia, you can trigger the effect as well. So that's pretty good as well. So these cards are really good. And next, I'm gonna go with the Mass Heroes. So I do play 2 copies of Mass Hero Dark Law, 1 copy of Mass Hero Anki, and I also play these 2 other Mass Heroes. I was debating whether or not I want to play like one of them, so I decided to play both of them. 1 copy of Mass Hero Blast and 1 copy of Mass Hero Divining Wind. So, and the reason why Blast and Divining Wind is in this deck is because of Stratos. So, because Stratos is a win attribute as well. So Divining Wind's effect says he cannot be destroyed by battle, and your opponent can only attack with 1 monster, while it's in the field. And also, his other effect says when Divining Wind destroys an opponent's monster battle sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card. And Master of Blast has 2 effects. The first effect says if this card Blast is special summon, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent control and cut his current attack points in half. And the second effect says during either player's turn, you can target 1 spell track on your opponent control and bounce it back to the hand. Of course, you got to pay 500 life points to get that effect. So it's kind of like a compulsory, but only for a spell track. So both of these cards, in my opinion, are pretty good. So no doubt about it. Master Anki is good. He can attack an opponent directly, but if he does, the damage will be cut in half. And when Anki destroys an opponent's monster by outside to graveyard, you can search for him. A change quickly, so like you want to search for your mana change and stuff, so it's pretty good. Dark Law is pretty good as well, because he's a Microcosmo Legs, banish only, but it only affects the opponent, so that's pretty good as well. And Dark Law's second effect, if once per turn, if your opponent adds a card from the deck to your hand, you can banish 1 mana card from your opponent's hand with Dark Law's effect. So that's pretty good as well. Really good as well. So those are my Mass Heroes. Those are the Mass Heroes. So that's it for the fusions. As far as links, I do play 1 copy Extra Hero Wonder Driver, 2 copies of Destiny Hero Cross Crusader, and 2 copies of Destiny Hero Dread Decimator to round off the yesterday. Wonder Driver's effect. Once if a hero monster is normal special summon to its own this card points to, you can target 1 polarization or change quick place or any other spell fusion card from your graveyard instead of face down. So Wonder Driver is pretty good. His effect comes up at times, but the only problem with Wonder Driver, you cannot summon this card after the effect of Fusion Destiny because Wonder Driver is not a dark attribute, it's a light attribute. But other than that, Wonder Driver is still pretty good. Cross Crusader is pretty good as well. You always gotta play this card too. Its effect says when this card is link summon, you can target 1 Destiny Hero for your graveyard special summon. Second effect, once per turn you contribute 1 Destiny Hero monster you control, tribute it, and then search for a hero monster with a different name. So it has a search effect as well, which is pretty good. And Dread Decimator is pretty good as well. Now, the reason why I play Dread Decimator at 2 is because I feel like, because there comes a time my opponent can get rid of 1 of my Dread Decimator, and I need to get another Dread Decimator, so I decided to play 2, because I feel like 1 is not good enough in my opinion, so I decided to play Dread Decimator at 2. So Dread Decimator's effect says, and this card and any hero monster this card points to gains 100 attack for each hero monsters with different names in your graveyard. And the second effect says, when this card attacks an opponent's monster in defense mode, inflict piercing damage. So Dread Decimator is really good, and not to mention his Link Arrows is also good as well. So you know that, man. So that's it for the extra deck. As far as so now we're gonna move on to the side deck. For the side deck, I play 2 copies of Ghost Bell Haunted Mansion and 2 copies of Effect Veilers. So these are my other hand traps that I side deck as well, because there comes a time I need to use these other hand traps that I side deck these cards. So these cards are pretty good. And you know, you can play any other hand traps if you want. It's all up to personal preference. Next, I play 3 copies of Dino Wrestler Prankatop. Prankatop is pretty good as well. Like if your opponent controls more cards than you do, special summon Prankatop for your hand, and also you contribute the Prankatops to target 1 card your opponent controls destroy, so you get that effect once per turn. So it's really good. Next, I play 2 copies of Mass Charge. Mass Charge. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. So Mass Charge, you know, is full of recycling. Like you just target 1 hero monster and 1 change quick place on your graveyard and add those cards to your hand. So it's pretty good for the recycling, you know, for your mass change and another hero. And next, I do play 3 copies of Mirror Force. You know, just to get rid of your opponent's monster, you know, for the extra monster destruction. And the last cards I play in this deck to round out the side deck, I play 1 copy of Evenly Matched, 1 copy of Super Polarization, and my Super Poly target is 1 copy of Mud Dragon Response to round out the side deck. Now, I only got 1 of each. Only got 1 Evenly Matched for now, because I'm still working on. I'm trying to get the other 2 Evenly Matched, but for now I'm gonna play this on 1 until I get the other 2, because you know I'm a little bit low on money right now. So in the future I will get 2 more copies. Even I'm definitely gonna play 3. If you don't have this card, you could play like any other cards if you want to. And if you don't want to play Evenly Matched, you could play the other hand trap, Infinite Impermanence, if you have that card as well. But for now, I only got 1 Evenly Matched, so I'm still working on trying to get the other 2. Same thing with Super Polarization. I want to play Super Poly at 3, but I only have 1 at this time. But I'm still working on getting the other 2, and also other fusion monsters for the Super Poly target as well, because I'm still want to get started with a Fusion Dragon. What's that other card's name? The Predator Pran, Draco Stubba, or you can play the Solomon Fusion Monster. It's all up to personal preference. So definitely gonna play these at 3, so that's pretty good. So these cards are pretty good as well. So yeah. That's it, and that's it for this deck profile, guys. I hope you guys enjoy my Vision Destiny Hero deck profile. So pretty good, no doubt about it. I really love Heroes. It's a lot of fun to play. So that's it for this video, guys. Don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe. Post your comments in the comments section. Tell me what you think about my Vision Destiny Hero deck profile. That's it for this video, guys. So this is Domingo Hero Network. All I can say, take care, have a good day. Goodbye, everyone. Domingo Hero Network is signing out. Peace.